it's missing something. So that's why when I saw the Denise Richards first look, I was like, okay, something different, something a little different.
Uh, First of all, do we all realize when this show was announced, this was now, I'm not saying E is a lesser network, but it is in reality today. It wasn't with the Kardashians and back in the day, but this was supposed to be for E. So I think, yeah, initially.
I didn't know that. It looks like an E show. Even the couch. The couch
But
is very E.
right? But I'm thinking, I mean, listen, I think the trailer is phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. It
I
hit
just
everything.
so in.
Everything it hit that we needed, right? Her relationship, the Erica Jane of it all, the Sutton, the Garcelle, the Lisa. Like she had everybody in there. I was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah. And then what did she say? I wouldn't have to say you were such a, I wouldn't have to tell you this if you weren't such a bitch, dude. And she's like, don't call your sister a dude.
That's
It's
so good.
like brilliant. Look, they're showing all three children. One is special needs. Great.
Yes.
She's
Fabulous.
right, fabulous. And I think that, let's not forget, Sammy is herself probably going to be the breakout star. I mean, a whole young demographic. She's all over TikTok and this and that, and, hanging out with her famous like teen friends or however the hell old she is. She's
Mm.
OnlyFans. Denise talks about OnlyFans in the trailer. Look, I think it would be a great show in and of itself, but I think the fact that she also was a Real Housewife of Beverly Hills just adds more cachet to it. It is Alex, it's the same production company, right? And I knew Erica was going to be on it, but they show Sutton. And I mean, I don't know. I think that's what it is. I think whether it's this or not, I think Bravo is really going to have some breakout hit the way like the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives broke out. Like I think there's going to be something and it's not going to be Housewives. I think people want something and need something. I don't know what it's going to be. They've tried a lot of other things, but I don't know. This really excites me, this show.
Me too. I got excited, but I'm not as excited about the kids one. I don't know if I'm gonna watch like Brielle in the City, and I don't know if
No,
I'm gonna watch that. But this I'll watch.
I'm not excited about that, to be
Mm-mm,
honest with you, at
mm-mm,
all.
me neither.
I mean, it's Brooks and it's Gia, right? Brielle and Riley.
They're the worst. Sorry, they're the worst. I know. Don't get mad at me. I know they're children, but they're kind of like I don't really want to see them. I don't know. I'm just not interested.
And again, let's just boil it down, people, and be honest. Not real friends. I'm sure they're friendly now, friends now.
Mhm.
Not the same thing as a group of people. MJ and Reza and Gigi and Mike were actual friends for
Exactly.
decades. That is why that show worked.
Exactly.
Kristen, Stassi, Jax, Schwartzy, that was a group of people that truly knew each other.
Hmm. Hmm.
Riley Burris and Brooks Marks and Gia, who doesn't even live in New York City, and Brielle, who came up here just to film the damn show, we're not real friends. So I'm not the least bit excited about that at all either. Not even a little bit. I
Me
don't want
neither.
to watch it.
No, me neither. And the thing is, like, I'll watch that on a plane maybe if I'm desperate, but I'm not watching that, like, actively watching it. But you know what's annoying, David, is like, this would have worked 15 years ago, but we're too smart now.
Yeah.
The reality TV viewer is too smart for us to get tricked into, like, oh, they're not really friends. Like, even Summer House, right? Like, yeah, there's always new people on it, but there's always a direct connection either with Lindsay or Kyle. There's always like I knew Lindsay and a couple months in the city. Like they don't bring in random people in. There's always a direct connection. And I think that just makes, even if it's bullshit, it makes us feel like, okay, you know Lindsay. I'm gonna accept that you're, but when you just bring in, I'm like, there's in no world is Brooks hanging out with Gia. They might have met at BravoCon, but that's about the it. Like that's the connection.
Right.
So
They met at BravoCon. They bond over, housewife children. Sure, if they're at an event, they're going to gravitate towards each other. They'll be behind a velvet rope, no pun intended, at some event. That is not like deep years of, they would have been better off going to Gia and Riley and Brooks and Brielle and saying like, tell us about your group of friends. And I'm not sure any of them could have produced such a group, but like at least that, like if you want the recognition to it, that would have been something more believable to me.
agreed. Agreed. Or send them on a trip. Like send them on a trip. Like all the kids go on a fabulous trip to the Bahamas for a week, and then the moms come and visit. Like the one mom, like that'd be so funny. All the kids are on a trip, and then Teresa shows up for one night, and then Candy shows up for one night, and Meredith Marks shows up for one night, and it's like that I would watch. But I'm not watching them trying to make it in the city with mommy's credit card. I mean, Gia did a podcast saying, "Oh, I'm self-sufficient, but my mom pays my car and the rent," and I'm like, you're not self-sufficient. Like, what story are you selling?
And Gia's looking for a place in the city. Okay. Gia's not looking for a place in the city. She's
She's
not
renting.
in New Jersey. She's on the show because she's Teresa's daughter and she comes across the damn river. Oh, I mean, yes, Brooks goes to school and lives in New York.
Okay,
Sure.
sure, sure.
Riley, sure, went to NYU, is staying in the city. We have two in the city. Brielle, I think they rented her an apartment. I don't know how Kim could have afforded that. And we threw Brielle in there. She has no ties to New York City, but will now pretend. And I think there's other well-known. I guarantee you the most interesting people are going to be the other named people like
Agreed.
whoever's heir, I forgot the last names that we all recognize. Like I think Russell Simmons and Kamora Lee Simmons' child is one of them. I think, but I could be wrong.
Aoki. Oh, that'd be cool.
Maybe.
Okay.
That's more interesting. Yeah, I mean, Denise Richards' show really does. I think it looks great. And I think when she's like, "What do you expect from me and Charlie Sheen? We have fucked up kids." It's Denise is it's fun.
She's iconic, he's like, you're beautiful, and she's doing that aggressive thing on her face, and then she has, the backwards coat, which is always going to be really iconic. Dory, don't do that to me. And it's like your coat's on backwards. She's good. And what I like about her is that she's a real person. She's not a reality star. And I like remember when she wore the shorts, the white shorts, and everyone was dolled out. She's kind of a normal person. I mean, she's beautiful and has money, but she's kind of a normal person. So I love when that guy was like, "Oh, I'm writing a sex scene in front of her daughter." Like that's what you kind of want to see from Denise Richards. And I think that the best like season finale for that show would be if Lisa Rinna came on and they made up. That would be
I
epic.
would break the internet. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love how they have favors from all these housewives. Yeah, Rinna's not one to, I don't think she would do it. Again, I hate to sound like a broken record. Rinna's rebrand next act is just so good.
It's so good. Did you see her at the Marc Jacobs show running around like Whoville with her hair electrocuted? I mean, with those shoes going down the stairs, I was like, she's a star.
She went from Paris Fashion Week to New York Fashion Week. She's back in, was last back in, she went from Paris to New York back to Paris for more shows.
She's
I
amazing.
mean, it's not even like she's getting invited to like again, like Pamela Roland when they invite Ramona and Sonia. That is not the same as sitting like at a Christian Siriano show or like a Prada show. It is not.